Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanatari Jamuna Tira Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jasoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanatari Jamuna Tira Vanatari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaridhari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Yūyaṁ Vishnupād Paramahamsa Dīvātraka Charcha Ashtotarata Shishimat Abhay Charanarvindam Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Kori Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai ISKCON BBT Samstapakacharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Gho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopinath Shama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Shri Mayapur Navaditam Ki Jai Ganga Maya Jamuna Maya Ki Jai Shri Mari Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Shrimati Bhakti Devi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Harinam Sankirtan Yagna ki jai, Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samveda Bhaktavinda ki jai. All glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to the assembled devotees, all glorious to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. So I want to thank the Vrindavan ISKCON management for allowing me to give class today and have your association. Thank you. Hare Krishna. This is reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 65, text number 10. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Pitarang mataram cha saha. Pitaram mataram cha saha. Apyaso mataram drastum. Apyaso mataram drastum. Sakrit apyagamishyati. Sakrit apyagamishyati. Apiva smarate smakam. Apiva smarate smakam. Anusevam mahabujaha. Anusevam mahabujaha. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Pitaram mataram cha saha. Apyaso mataram drastum. Sakrit apyagamishyati. Apiva smarate smakam. Anusevam mahabujaha. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Pitarang matarang cha saha. Apyaso matarang drastum. Sakrit apyagamishyati. Apiva smarate smakam. Anusevam mahabujaha. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Pitaram mataram cha saha. Apyaso mataram drastum. Sakrit apyagamishyati. Apiva smarate smakam. Kaccit smarati va bandhun. Pitaram mataram cha saha. Apyaso mataram drastum. Sakridapyajasmiti. Apiva smarate smakam. Anuseva Mahabhujaha. Ladies? Kaccit smarati bāndhavāḥ pitaram mataram chaya. Anuseva Mahabhujaha. Kaccit smarati bāndhavāḥ pitaram mataram chaya. Abhivā smarate smriti. Abhivā smarate smakam. Kaccit, whether. Smarati, remembers. Va, or. Bandhun, his family members. Pitaram, his father. Mataram, his mother. Cha, and. Saha, he. Api, also. Aso, himself. Mataram, his mother. Justun, to see. Smarate, sakrit, once. Api, even. Agamishati, will come. Api, indeed. Va, or. Smarate, he remembers. Asmakam, our. Anusevam, steady service. Maha, mighty. Bhujaha, whose arms. Translation. Does he remember his family members, especially his father and mother? Do you think he will ever come back, even once, to see his mother? And does mighty armed Krishna remember the service we always did for him? Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti mentions, or comments, that the gopis would render service to Lord Krishna by stringing flower garlands, skillfully using perfumes, and constructing fans, beds, and canopies out of flower petals. By these simple acts of love, the gopis rendered the greatest service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Gari Yat Kripa Taraham Bande Shri Gurun Dinataranam Paramanandamaravam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram. So, this pastime is in Vrindavan, and Balarāma, after a long time, has returned to visit the Brijvasis, the devotees in Vrindavan. So the gopis have come to him, and they're inquiring from him about Krishna. And in this particular verse, when will Krishna come? Does he remember his mother, his father, and the services that the devotees rendered to him? So this pastime of Balarāma coming to Vrindavan, we see that in the beginning of the pastime that Balarāma decided that he'll go to visit the devotees in Vrindavan. So Balarāma is the first expansion coming from Lord Krishna, Krishna is the Swayam Rupa, the original person from which everything else emanates. And similarly, Balarāma is coming from Krishna. Vaibhava Prakash is he's known as the incarnation. Vaibhava Prakash. And there's no difference between Krishna and Balarāma except for their hue. Balarāma is darkish and Balarāma is white like a cloud. So the other expansions that are there for various purposes are coming from Balarāma. The Purusha avatars, Leela avatars, Manvantars, Shaktivesh avatars, they're all coming from Balarāma. The Chatur Vyuha expansion, from Balarāma comes Mahasankarshan, Sankarshan, then he expands into Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna. Then there's another expansion that comes from Sankarshan called Mahasankarshan, and from him comes Vasudeva, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. That's called the second quadruple expansion. And one time on a morning walk, they were talking with Prabhupada about the first and second quadruple expansion. And Srila Prabhupada said, what to speak of first and second? There's unlimited quadruple expansions. So that's kind of mind-boggling. How many incarnations, how many expansions are manifesting. And then from Mahasankarshan manifest Mahavishnu, our Karnadakashai Vishnu, who lies down on the Karna ocean, and from the pores of his body come the different universes, Anda, egg-shaped universes that are floating on the Karna ocean. And into each and every universe, Mahavishnu then expands himself as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, right? And he's inside the hollow universe, and from the pores of his body comes so much water that half the universe fills up with the Garbho ocean, and therefore is known as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu. And then from his navel, by the desires of the living entities, protrudes a lotus flower. And Lord Brahma takes birth on the top of that lotus flower. And all these manifestations are coming from Balarāma. Right? So Balarāma plays such a significant role. And then, as Lord Brahma is creating the universe and manifesting the different bodies and the different elements of the universe, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu expands himself as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu and enters into each and every living entity's heart, each and every atom, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu enters. So Balarāma has such a significant role, and Srila Prabhupada specifically installed Krishna Balarāma. In all our other centers we see Radha and Krishna in the center, but here we see Krishna Balarāma in the center. Right? And this is most all our other centers are known as such and such Radha Krishna Mandir, but this is known as Krishna Balarāma. Right, Krishna Balarāma. It's very significant, very, very significant. Srila Prabhupada and Shrutakirti Prabhu can confirm. He specifically put Krishna Balarāma in the center because he wanted to announce to the world, who they are. Chaitanya Nitai, Krishna Balarāma, right? They're not different. Rajendra Nandana se, Satya Sutta Hoyle se, Balarāma Hoyle. We're here in this material world because we have so many material desires. Our hearts are filled with so many material desires. The other day I heard Mahatma Prabhu, who was just recovering from a heart operation. We should all pray for him. he was saying that some people say, well, the Lord knows my desire, so, why should I pray to him? Which is true. The Lord knows our desires. But Mahatma was saying that, yeah, but we have hundreds of desires. Which one is he supposed to fulfill? So we can direct the Lord that this is the desire that I want you to fulfill. Right? The difference between the different moods that devotees have depends upon their desires. Right? The demigods, they are certainly devotees. They know that Krishna is the source of everything. They know that Krishna is fulfilling all their needs and necessities. He's empowering them to do their services. Right? But they have some material attachment. We see from the pastime of Vritrasura and Indra, right? Vritrasura, he was pure. He wanted simply to serve the Lord and go back and be with the Lord. And Indra, he had some other intention for some material palace, kingdom, etc. So as devotees, we can learn from this, right? As followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we're meant to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire, that we go back to the spiritual world. There's different levels of the spiritual world. There's Vaikuntha, but in Goloka, as we see from this pastimes, especially in the mood of the gopis, in their love for Krishna, they don't have any other intention except to serve Krishna. And their love is focused on Krishna. When Balarāma came, they just wanted to know about Krishna. And here in the purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says that the gopis pleased Krishna by stringing flowers, making nice arrangements. The gopis have this ability to master so many different arts. They know how to do beautiful paintings. They know how to make tasteful flower arrangements. Prabhupada said they were simple village girls. They're not Vedantists, but they know the conclusion, the highest conclusion of Vedanta, which is love for Krishna, an attachment for Krishna. So that's what we are looking for. We haven't come to Krishna consciousness for any post or any position. That would be more like in the mood of Indra, wouldn't it? If we wanted a post, we may have any post, but that comes to us by the order of some authority. Okay, now you do this. And we may be asked to sweep the floor also. And it's the mood that we have that when we do our service. If we do that out of attachment for Krishna Balarāma, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, and Gaur Nitai, then that's the appropriate mood. But that isn't so easy to come to, because again, we have so many material desires. And these material desires, as we try to fulfill them, what is the result? Anxiety, envy, and so many other things. There's a whole list. Just like somebody that wants wealth. So they get some wealth, and then they see so many people have more wealth than they do, and they become envious. And so they're driven to get more wealth, right? Or someone sees that somebody else has some followers, and they want some followers. That envy comes. They see that one disciple gives a guru a gold ring, and they're thinking, well, my disciple didn't give me a gold ring. Envy, problems, right? Nadanam na janam na sundarim kavitam ba jagadishakamayi. Don't want anything except the service of Krishna. That's the mood of the gopis here. So what's keeping us from that mood is our desires to enjoy in this material world, not understanding. Just a simple thing, and Prabhupada keeps pounding it again and again and again, repetitively, that we are the servant of Krishna. We're meant to serve Krishna. As long as we think that we can do anything or enjoy separately from Krishna, we'll be in anxiety, we'll not be happy. Prabhupada gives the example of the hand. The hand's business is to supply food to the mouth and the stomach, and then the energy goes all over the body. You know, what will happen if the hand thinks, Hare, why I should serve the stomach? I'll enjoy the food separately. So he gets a nice ladu, hopefully not from Tirupati. And he's keeping that ladu, but he's not giving it to the mouth. It's not going to the stomach, right? You see, I have ladu. Right? The body becomes weak. Right? So in the same way, we're meant to cooperate with the pleasure of Krishna. We're meant to serve Krishna. And as long as we're not doing that, we're in anxiety. We'll be in anxiety. So the unique facility, there's many unique facilities in this temple. One of them is the kirtan, 24 hours kirtan. You can always join the kirtan. If you get an anxiety, some difficulty, just sit in the kirtan. It will all melt away. And kirtan is the process by which the material desires go away. Then the material desires can only go away by the mercy of Krishna. When he's merciful, you'll get rid of the material desires. But by the kirtan process, by sankirtan, by chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, material desires will seem very insignificant, and the significant desires in our life is that desire to serve Krishna, be in association with devotees, which is a great benediction to have association with devotees. As it's prayed, Tadan Taran Charan Seve Bhakta Sanevas, Janame Janame Hoye Abhilas. That should be our desire, that we want to associate with devotees, not for this, all the difficult, associating by complaining, right? Association by complaint, which is also better than not associating, but it's not the highest association. The highest association is like the gopis coming to Balarāma and remembering Krishna and inquiring about Krishna. And what does Krishna remember his mother and father? Is he going to come here anytime? This kind of association will really facilitate our ability to overcome our material desires. In this way we'll become free from our anxiety. And Balarāma is a very key person in this attempt. Just after Srila Prabhupada installed Krishna Balarāma in the year Ram Nomi 1975, which is coming up 50 years next year. On Ram Nomi Day it'll be 50 years. The golden anniversary of the installation of Krishna Balarāma, the Krishna Balarāma temple. And so he was on the morning walk, going down the road, and he turned to the devotees and said, just after the installation, turned to the devotees and said, now you have Balarāma. Always pray to Balarāma. Balarāma will free you from your material desires. And so, very significant, special facility for the devotees that are serving in Krishna Balarāma Mandir is that they have Balarāma. They can always pray to Balarāma. Balarāma's mood is he's in service to Krishna. He wants to serve Krishna. Even Balarāma, he's thinking, let me serve Krishna. Okay? One of the way, and he serves in the different rasas. He has different things that he does in different rasas. When he's in Santa Ras, and Krishna wants to manifest his pastimes in this Bhumi Loka, so what does Balarāma do? He manifests himself as Braj. Everything you see in Braj is manifested from Balarāma in his mood of Santaras. And then he has his mood, but it's in service to Krishna. He's also thinking how to serve Krishna. And likewise in various rasas, he's thinking how to serve Krishna. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, whenever there's an incarnation of the Lord, he comes with Balarāma and Ram Lila. He's Lakshman, right? Chotabai. And he thinks he did so many services. When they were in the forest, he was always serving his brother and Sita. Various services that he performed. Likewise, when Krishna appeared in this Vrindavan Dham, he was the bāndhavā, older brother, and his mood was service. Similarly, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Balarāma appeared as Lord Nityananda, again in the mood of service. He was in Navadvip preaching with Haridas, and they saw these two drunken fellows, Jagai Madhai. They were so sinful and always committing some atrocity. So Lord Nityananda sees them and he's thinking, oh, if we can deliver these two fellows, then Lord Nityananda will become famous. Lord Chaitanya will become famous as Patita Pavan. Srila Prabhupada explains in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that this is the mood of a devotee. He's always thinking how to make his master famous. Right? The disciple is thinking how to make the spiritual master glorious. And just as Lord Nityananda was not ready to take any credit for himself, but wanted to give all credit to his master, Lord Chaitanya, if we can inculcate that mood in our devotional service, that we're doing things for the glorification of the spiritual master, for the glorification of Krishna, then that's it's all about mood. It's not so much what service you're doing, right? That you'll collect 10 crores and then you'll get the mercy. No, not necessarily. We know the pastime of Lord Ramchandra. Hanuman was building the bridge across the ocean to Lanka, right? Throwing big stones in the water, and the squirrel came, and the squirrel was kicking a few pebbles into the water, and Hanuman said, hey, side koro. And Lord Ramchandra said, no, I appreciate his service as much as yours. He's working according to his capacity. So it's not so much, even Prabhupada said he respects or he accepts the service of a calf in Vrindavan, and the service of Radharani is the same. He appreciates that. So here we see in the verse, the gopis, what were they doing? Stringing garlands, making nice tasteful arrangements in the kunja with flowers for Radha and Krishna. That's why Krishna so much, they are thinking, does Krishna think of it? Yes, in Dwarka he's always thinking of the devotees in Vrindavan. Mentality, the mood. So in order for us to get the mood, to see that our material desires seem very insignificant, then we always need to pray to Balarāma. We always need to take shelter of Lord Nityananda. And this will be conducive to us to develop the proper mood of devotional service so that we can attract the mercy of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions? Well, the chief method for taking shelter of the Supreme Lord is to always remember Him. Shravanam and Kirtanam. Right? Chant about the Lord, hear about the Lord, and remember the Lord. That is the way to take shelter. And the best way of thinking of the Lord is to chant His holy name. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So sit in the kirtan sometime every day. I know you do that. And we should follow His good example. Sit in the kirtan and chant. Meditate on the wonderful form of Krishna and Balarāma, so nicely dressed. And certainly, Krishna will have mercy on us. Why not? Any other questions?
I was just thinking about what you were saying about Indra. If one in devotional service gets into a certain role or position, and in that position or role they gain respect or adoration, one may develop some attachment or like an abhiman for this. Is it then better for one to exit that role, or what should one do if one develops this attachment or abhiman?
The question is, one may have some position, some pose, and getting a lot of respect, and that may create some abhiman in the devotee. Should the devotee give up that service because it's creating abhiman or not? Who's going to say, if he gives up that position, that the abhiman will quit? That he'll be through with the abhiman if he don't have the position? Even a pauper is proud of his penny. Right? So that's not the solution. Rather, the solution is to have good association. Because by good association, the devotees will help you with that. And we should always be open to hear our faults. And by hearing them, recognizing them, stop being in denial that, yes, I really have that fault, I should try to do something about it, then we can have the change. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the change. We've been so many lifetimes stuck in a rut, not thinking of Krishna at the time of death. That's why we got this material body. We need a change. We need to focus on Krishna. Focus on the really important thing, right? And from any position you can do that. Whether you're stringing garlands for the Lord, or whether there can be just as much abhiman in stringing garlands as there can and be in, being the president of the temple or whatever, right? So whatever service that we have for Krishna, keep an association of devotees. And that way, the devotees are going to be quite helpful in telling you when you're in Maya. You're in Maya, Prabhu. Right? But non-devotees, they'll never do that. They'll never do that. So stay in association with devotees. Look for the devotees that can help us in our devotional service. And that's the safest place. Is that okay? Any other questions? Uh-oh. Yeah, they've been too easy so far. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna. So early on you mentioned Mahatma and so many desires. We have hundreds, thousands of desires. And of course material desires, they cause lust. I just happened to see the other day, it was the Rays of the Harmonists from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he said, of course, lust is there, and anger includes lust. And greed includes lust and anger. And lust, anger, and greed are all included in delusion. And those four things, lust, anger, greed, delusion, are included in pride. And all those things put together come to one thing, which is our biggest obstacle, envy. All of those are included in envy. So how do we cure this envy?
Well, I'm trying to figure that out myself. But from what I read from Srila Prabhupada's books, we need the mercy. We need the mercy. It's when Krishna decides that he's going to be merciful. And we need the mercy of the spiritual master. Right? So trying to serve the spiritual master with sincerity and with humility. And that's the key to getting the mercy. Attract the mercy of Krishna by satisfying Krishna's devotee. Then we can, otherwise how you'll give up envy? It's not a mechanical thing that, I'll just do this and then I'll become free from envy. No. And most of the time we're not even thinking that we're envious. Steeped in envy, but we're thinking, I'm okay. The other guy's got a problem. I'm okay. When I was in the 5th grade, the students, it was one of the fellow students, turned to me and said, you know what? Everybody in this room is crazy except for you and me. I said, yeah? And he said, I'm not so sure about you. So we always think it's the other guy. They're the ones that are envious, they're envious. But actually, I have to see myself. The envy in my heart that's why I have this material body. It's the proof. We're walking around with the proof. In the old colonial days, if somebody committed adultery, they put an A on their chest, on A, adultery. And they were embarrassed and ashamed. But we have our A with us all the time. It's this material body. We blew it in our last life. We didn't complete the course. We failed the test, right? So now is a great opportunity for us to actually complete the course, to pass the test, not fail it this time. By the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he's given us all the facilities, this beautiful temple. One time I was with him, he was walking through the Detroit temple, and he was looking this way and that way at the various beautiful things of the Fisher Mansion. And he said, this is our most beautiful temple. And then he thought for a second, and he said, except for Vrindavan. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki. So much facility is here to come to the perfect stage, and we just need to take advantage of it, and certainly Krishna will have mercy on us and free us from the enviousness that is within our hearts. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Shri Krishna Balarāma ki. Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki. Nitai Gaur Premanande.